Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Jessica Bergen, and I'm the director of Haskayne Centers, which includes the Hunter Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. To those tuning in from home, we're thrilled to have you join us virtually for the 8th annual RBC Fast Pitch Competition. For those who have joined us in person today at the Platform Innovation Center, welcome. We hope you're enjoying this beautiful space. At the University of Calgary, we recognize that we have ongoing responsibilities to protect and honor all of life within our shared reality as treaty people. I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the traditional territories of the Blackfoot and the people of the Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta as we broadcast from Calgary today. Treaty 7 includes the Siksika, the Piikani, the Kainai, the Tsuut'ina, and the Stoney Nakoda First Nations. The City of Calgary is also home to Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3. The RBC Fast Pitch Competition is a long-standing tradition at the Haskayne School of Business, and we're thrilled you're joining us today to hear some amazing student pitches. The competition is just that, competitive. Over the course of 2 semesters, 915 students took Entrepreneurial Thinking 317, a required course for all Haskayne BCom students, and Entrepreneurial Thinking 201, which is for students and faculties outside of the Haskayne School. These students were placed in 179 different teams, and together with instructors and advisors from the business community, learned how to identify a problem, rapidly test their solution, and determine how to structure a disruptive business model to solve the problem. From there, 47 groups applied for RBC Fast Pitch, and today we will have an opportunity to view pitches from the top 9 teams. Yesterday afternoon, these 9 teams, comprised of 29 students, had an opportunity to pitch their ventures to a panel of esteemed judges, who we will introduce later in the program as we announce the top 3 teams of this year's competition. The competition wouldn't be possible without the continued and unwavering support of our community partners. A special thank you to RBC Foundation, McCarthy Tetro, and William Joseph Communications for supporting such a unique learning opportunity for our student entrepreneurs. The Hunter Center is proud to support the goals and ambitions of the RBC Future Launch Program. Their focus on developing skills and experience in youth is helping the future prosperity of Canada. I'd now like to welcome Darren Henry, Vice President of Business Markets for RBC, to provide some remarks.
Thanks for the introduction, Jessica. On behalf of RBC, I'd like to welcome all the students, staff, faculty, and members of our business community to this year's RBC Fast Pitch Winners Announcement. RBC has a commitment to the entrepreneur spirit and the skill development of Canadian youth through the RBC Future Launch, which enables programs like the RBC Fast Pitch. RBC's $500 million commitment is concentrated on helping youth gain new skills, grow their network, and get work experience and enhance their mental well-being. Giving young Canadians the opportunity to pursue a solution to a problem and gain valuable entrepreneur skills is a key outcome of the RBC Fast Pitch. These skills lead to personal agency and will serve you well whether you create a company like students that came before you, like Kayla Michael and Josh Fearbringer, or bring these strategic skills to an organization as an employee or volunteer. RBC believes you are more skilled and able to add value as a result of experiences like this. Something funny, 20 years ago, I was at the University of Saskatchewan Commerce Program and competing in the SaskTel Fast Pitch, and mobile GPS devices were becoming a thing. My buddies and I thought it would be really cool if GPS could be installed in a watch as a child location device. SaskTel loved it, and we went on for a few rounds and won some money. It was a great experience and one that helped me all these years later. I share the story because the entrepreneur spirit is a critical attribute in all business. On behalf of RBC, congratulations to all of you and best of luck now and into the future. I'll pass it back to you, Jessica.
Thank you so much, Darren. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce our 2 student MCs for the event, Kayla Michael and Josh Fearbringer. Josh is a 3rd-year finance student and a teaching assistant for ENTI 317. Kayla is also in her 3rd year of operations management at the Haskayne School of Business and is completing an embedded certificate in entrepreneurial thinking. The two have become very passionate and involved in the entrepreneurial space since completing ENTI 317 last winter and connecting in with the Hunter Center. Kayla and Josh won the People's Choice Award and third place at last year's RBC Fast Pitch Competition with their company, BioBox. BioBox's goal is to displace plastic in the hotel industry by providing an eco-friendly packaging solution for amenity bottles. Since then, they have completed the Hunter Center's Upgrader program, where they met their now mentor, Brian McClure, the CEO and president of Innovate Canmore. They are now working closely with Brian as part of Innovate Canmore's startup incubator program to develop and grow their business. Over to you, Kayla and Josh.
Thanks so much, Jessica. Since our participation in the Fast Pitch, there have been so many incredible opportunities presented to us. The Hunter Center is awesome in this regard. They are so supportive with getting us in touch with local businesses and connections in the community. They've provided endless guidance and mentorship and have truly been vital to our entrepreneurial experience. I would also like to take a moment to thank Brian McClure with Innovate Canmore. Our journey would have not been the same without all your hard work and mentorship. Thank you to him and the rest of the Innovate Canmore team.
Yes, I'd also like to give a big thank you to the Hunter Center team and Brian McClure for your unwavering support. Today, we will listen to a 1-minute pitch from each of the 9 finalist teams. In addition to the top 3 winners, as decided by our panel of judges, we also have a People's Choice Award, which we will invite you as participants to join in. After we watch the pitches, you will have an opportunity to vote for your favorite team via a Slido poll. The team will be announced later in the program and will win $2,000. Then we will announce our top 3 teams as decided by our judges. So let's get started and good luck to all the teams today.
My name is Joanna.
And my name is Hassan, and we are representing the Hydro Pill. Athletes should consume 7 to 10 ounces of water for every 10 minutes of exercise. This can be well managed in most sports. However, 70% of rowers experience dehydration during on-water training. This limits their performance by contributing to soreness, increasing their perceived fatigue, distracting from their workout, and even interfering with their breathing. Our unique solution, the Hydro Belt, removes these limitations for a rower by providing a lightweight mechanism for hydrating. Unlike backpack water carriers, the Hydro Belt is motion conducive and completely hands-free.
The belt holds 750 milliliters on the low back, and liquids travel towards the chin secured by a single shoulder strap. A one-way flow valve facilitates the flow of water in a way that makes it effortless for the user to drink. With sustainable and quality materials, the Hydro Belt keeps water at an ideal temperature while tasting fresh. We hope to see our product benefit other segments, including rock climbers, runners, cyclists, and individuals with physical disabilities. By voting for the Hydro Belt, you're helping us take our idea one step further in supporting rowers in reaching their maximum potential.
Hello everyone, my name is Sam, and like many Canadians, I've become increasingly concerned about my household's cost of energy. Canadian families spend thousands of dollars every year just to keep their homes warm. In addition to having a big impact on our wallets, the related greenhouse gas emissions threaten the stability of our future climate. Current solutions for highly energy efficient homes create an additional upfront expense of $30,000 to $50,000, something that puts them out of reach for most new home buyers. The Savicstraw building system combines a specially treated wheat straw with modern prefabrication. This has the ability to significantly lower the cost of highly insulated, carbon negative building envelopes. I'm extremely excited to undertake our pilot project this spring, where we will continue to develop a building system that promotes an economically and environmentally sustainable future. If you want to support Savic, please vote for us in People's Choice.
At the start of the pandemic, everything was so confusing and unpredictable. I remember how fearful we all were about our health, food shortage, and financial stability. It only got worse once my entire family lost their job, and we didn't know if we'd be able to afford to keep our home because, like many others, we're living paycheck to paycheck. This pandemic really showed me how a single event can create so much instability and how easily I can be in the same position many of our neighbors on the streets are experiencing right now. That's why today we are taking the steps to uplift and support our community through mutual aid. I am the founder of Bonded, a direct donation app between Calgary residents and its homeless population. Through our platform, they're also able to share their stories because we want to remind our most vulnerable neighbors that they are in fact seen, heard, and valued. Now imagine by some painfully unavoidable incident, you someday end up in their shoes. How would you want your community to treat you? And how grateful would you feel knowing that Bonded would be there to help?
Hi everyone, I'm Vihang Shah and I'm responsible for the idea behind my show. So a raise of hands, how many of us have gone shopping a lot more frequently now that the lockdown has been lifted? I know I have. That makes us part of the 76% of Canadians who shop at least once a week, whether it be for groceries or leisure. These same Canadians have contributed to the appalling numbers of 15 billion plastic bags that are being used every year. And even worse, less than 10% of them are being recycled. With the ban on plastic coming quicker and quicker, our team is delighted to help combat the problem with plastic by offering bags made out of mycelium. MyShell is the only other company that offers bags similar to plastic with its incredible flexibility, durability, and convenience, while still being 100% biodegradable and cost efficient. By voting for MyShell, you're not only helping us, but yourself by opting to choose a greener method of shopping while still not compromising your luxury and pleasure. Thank you.
My name is Chloe and I'm the founder of Cool Shirt. Going to the hospital is never a fun experience, but what makes this experience worse is the fact that the hospital does not provide comfortable clothing. More specifically, there is a lack of port accessible clothing. So what is a port? A port is a device surgically placed in your chest used to give intravenous medication. In North America alone, 5 million ports are surgically placed each year. When a patient goes into the hospital for their treatment, they're required to remove their shirt so the nurse can clean the area and access their port. Once a port is accessed, it's often sensitive, so patients either cover themselves with a blanket or don't wear a shirt for the remainder of their treatments. Cool Shirt is a product that attempts to change this. Cool Shirt allows the nurse to clean the area and access the port without the patient ever having to remove their clothing. This ensures patients remain comfortable and dressed while getting their treatments. Cool Shirt is also customizable. Buyers can choose from a number of different shirt colors as well as different patterns. By voting for Cool Shirt, you are helping a sick kid get their comfort back. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch our video.
Automobiles can be dangerous, and in Canada, they're the leading cause of premature death in young individuals, accounting for 17% of these terrible tragedies. However, auto manufacturers are making large advances in technology to improve the safety of newer vehicles to reduce the likelihood of injury and death. Blind spot monitoring is a great example of one of those features, as it can reduce the likelihood of fatal crashes by up to 23%. The issue with that is that not everyone drives a new car, and in fact, over 85% of the population doesn't have access to a vehicle with blind spot monitoring. That's where Intelligent Eye comes in. We offer the first, easy to install, inexpensive, Bluetooth blind spot monitoring system that you can install from the comfort of your own home without the need to shell out cash for costly shop installation fees. In as little as 5 minutes, you can have a fully functional, state-of-the-art blind spot monitoring system in any or all of your vehicles to keep you and your family safe. By choosing Intelligent Eye, you're choosing to take a step forward in helping families and individuals get home safely with an added level of peace of mind.
As advanced as our digitally connected world has become, our healthcare system is still living in decades past with outdated technologies and inefficiencies. Our team at Q Records set out to solve one of the system's biggest issues, intake forms. To this day, when patients go to a medical clinic for the first time, they have to fill out the same generic patient intake forms over and over again. For some, this is a nuisance, but for others, especially those with disabilities, it becomes impossible to get the treatment they need. Our solution to this is to digitalize the process of filling out patient intake forms onto an app which includes a unique QR code that is scanned through software sold to the clinics. This creates a simple digitalized process that saves time and effort for both doctors and patients.
Hi, my name's Jonah and I'm here representing Squeegee. What if I told you that every pool spends roughly 30% of their labor costs on deck scrub? For a small facility, this is roughly $10,000 per year, but for a medium or larger size facility, this can be anywhere north of $40,000 per year. So, you're probably asking yourself, what is deck scrub? Well, deck scrub is a task where lifeguards use chemicals and water to clean, scrub, and disinfect all the walkable surfaces around a pool. It can be quite wasteful, however, it is imperative for the safety of the swimmers and the preventative maintenance of aquatic facilities. We at Squeegee have developed a safe, autonomous, and effective robot that cleans, vacuums, scrubs, and disinfects the surfaces around the pool. Through utilizing UV lights, we're able to provide a better clean that kills more microbacteria than the current traditional method of chemicals and lifeguard labor. Aquatics is just a beachhead for us, and in the future we would like to expand into the airport and hospital industries. We thank you for your time and would like to pass it on to the next team.
Hi everybody, my name is Anastasia, and my teammates are Dylan, Dennis, and Tig, and we are GFSquirt. One of the joys of living in a diverse country such as Canada is our ability to share and partake in different cultures. And one of the most prevalent ways of doing so is by sharing food.
Sharing food, like these buns, is more than a means to experience the taste. It's a unique exchange that allows us to celebrate each other's cultural heritage and gives us the opportunity to build bonds with one another from these communal experiences.
Unfortunately, 1 in 30 North Americans have gluten intolerance or celiac disease, rendering them unable to engage in this aspect of cultural exchange. Individuals with such underlying conditions have a limited variety of options and are stuck with brands that just don't taste that great.
GFSquire's unique solution is to create gluten-free versions of these buns so that people with celiac disease can have the gluten freedom to experience this little piece of Asian culture. Thanks for your time.
Thank you to all the teams. Now it's time to vote. You only have one vote and can only choose one team.
While voting is taking place, we would like to take this opportunity to honor Houston Peschel as he wraps up his time teaching ENTI 317. So many of the finalists of the RBC Fast Pitch Competition have learned from Houston. His teaching and influence have positively shaped this competition. I would like to personally thank Houston for being such a passionate and engaged professor. His support and care for students made ENTI 317 my most memorable course. This video shares how important Houston's work is and has been to the Haskayne community, particularly to the students.
Houston, he really digs deep into things and he wants to understand them. It's not just, give me the answer out of a textbook. That's a good starting point. But then he needs to dig in deep, peel off all layers of the onion, figure out what's really going on, and then build a framework, which is exactly what he did with Entrepreneurial Thinking and ENTI 317.
Teaching ENTI has taught me how important it is to listen to our students. I came into this course designing it based on other kind of peers' expectations or understanding of what a course like this should look like. And quite quickly I realized that it didn't resonate with the students. And so I've spent the last 7 years really listening to the students, reaching out to them, doing workshops with them, getting feedback, hearing the things you kind of sting sometimes about what they don't like about it. I'm most proud of being part of the Haskayne community. Having a community of people that are so inspirational is quite amazing. Was met with support and like, hey, we're trying this, it might blow up in our face. And it has. We had a textbook that was a disaster and it was not good. But we got the support from their leadership. We've got support from the Hunter family and from our students. And so I think the thing I'm most proud of is being part of this community at Haskayne.
So the most important thing I've learned from Houston is just to go for it and just to be brave and try things. He was always very, very supportive. When I was applying to graduate school or different scholarships, he would always be just recommending me and suggesting that I just go for things, and you never know what can happen unless you try. So he would just always encourage me, just to try things and be bold and go for it.
Houston has been great for Haskayne, for our school, for the entrepreneurship program. He has really helped elevate the quality of our entrepreneurship programming, the classes we teach to our students, especially the core ENTI 317 classes that he has really led a redesign and development of the entire curriculum and learning experience in those classes.
it is amazing what he is willing to try to do, to acknowledge, I don't know how to do this, but I'm gonna try it anyways, and I'm gonna learn as I go, and the next time I do it, it's gonna be better. And I mean, he does that in cooking, in sports, in family, in so many different things, and I think it's something that's really been embodied by my whole family now. This is a part of how we live our lives, is failing forward.
Thank you for everything that you've done for me in the RBC Fast Pitch, our research and sustainability. Just as like an employer and I guess a friend, he's been amazing, someone I know I can look towards for guidance in my career, in my education, and anything like that. And I'm very grateful for the chance to have gotten to work with him and to be his student as well.
My biggest takeaway from working with Houston is that it's okay to care deeply about the students. So as a new instructor, you're not always sure what the rules of engagement are or what you're supposed to be doing, but Houston cares deeply. And he knows his students, he knows their names, he knows the projects they're working on. His old students come back to see him. So he's taught me that not only is it okay to spend time and to get to know the students, but there's so much value in that, in these relationships.
From the first time that I met Houston, he was so full of passion and energy. And I think the thing I've noticed the most about Houston is his devotion to student experience.
The most important skill that I learned from Houston was the skills of perseverance. I learned firsthand working with other students in ENTI 317 that if you put those problem-solving skills into practice, that eventually you'll succeed, but you have to persevere. And that's the key ingredient that he shared with me.
Houston, thank you so much for what you've done, what you've accomplished, what you've transformed in our business school and in our university. You work so hard and you're so dedicated and you always look for newer and better ways to do things. We're just so blessed to have you, and I can't wait to see what you transform next, because I know it'll be something big. All the best.
You now have these skills of problem solving, resiliency. So I encourage you to use them for a force for good. Go and find social problems to solve, but at the same time, try and make this world a better place and try it tying back to this idea of empathy and compassion.
Thank you, Houston. I've known Houston ever since he was one of my professors for ENTI 317, but since then, I've had the privilege to get to know him quite well. I've worked under him in Roslyn as a teaching assistant for ENTI 317, and I've also had the opportunity to study under him in a directed study to develop our business bio box. Houston, you're a great mentor and a wealth of knowledge. I feel grateful that I've had the privilege to work and learn under you. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. We're going to miss you while you're on sabbatical, and the ENTI team will eagerly await your return to the school. Also, I'm so excited that today is the day, after more than a year and a half, that I finally get to meet you in Roslyn in person. Thank you so much, Houston. Voting is now complete for the People's Choice Award. And the winner of the 2022 RBC Fast Pitch People's Choice Award is GF Squared. Congratulations to GF Squared. I will now pass it back to Jessica for some background on this year's judges.
Thank you, Josh, and congratulations to GF Squared on being this year's People's Choice Award recipient. It's now time to announce this year's top 3 teams. As mentioned earlier, a team of esteemed judges gathered yesterday afternoon with the top 9 teams to learn more about their ventures, and the teams have anxiously been awaiting the results ever since. I'd like to extend a sincere thank you to the following judges who have added incredible value to this competition. Darren Henry, Vice President, Business Markets at RBC. Nikki Gill, Associate at McCarthy Tetro. Jordan McGill, Director of Strategic Marketing at William Joseph Communications. Catherine Bell, Founder and Author, The Awakened Company. Chris Lubicki, Former President, CEO, and Director, Modern Resources. Thanks also to the students who have put so much time and energy into preparing for the competition. I'll pass it back over to Josh and Kayla now to announce the winners.
Thanks again, Jessica. First up, we have the third place winner. This team will receive $2,500 in cash from the RBC Foundation, an in-kind support totaling $10,000 from McCarthy Tetro, and $1,500 from William Joseph.
So our third place winner is the Hydro Belt. Congratulations, the judges thought the team did their homework and seemed to solve a problem with their current competitive products, especially for higher performance athletes looking for better mobility. They were also impressed with the prototype presented and the team's energy.
We are so excited to see the Hydro Belt recognized as a winner of the RBC Fast Pitch. On behalf of our team, I would like to give a special thanks to our phenomenal professor, Justin Kinnaby, for guiding us through our entrepreneurial journey and expressing belief in our team and our idea. We would also like to thank the Hunter Center for creating a platform for people to showcase innovative and exciting ideas that have the prospect of huge growth. Lastly, thank you to the Hydro Belt team for all of their hard work towards this idea becoming a success. Thank you.
And now, on to second place. The second place team will get $5,000 in cash from the RBC Foundation and in-kind support totaling $10,000 from McCarthy Tetro and $4,500 from William Joseph.
So our second place winner is Savic Straw. Congratulations. The judges thought it was a very timely solution for the increased desire for sustainable products and were impressed by the maturity and expertise of the founder.
Thank you for the award. I want to extend a big thank you to the organizers and the supporters of the RBC Fast Pitch. Also, a big thank you to the audience for taking an interest in us young entrepreneurs and innovators. Ideas like Savic have and will continue to take a lot of work to bring to the real world, but I must be honest in saying that it doesn't really feel like work when you're involved with something that you're so passionate about. So again, thank you to everyone involved in making such a cool event happen.
And now on to first place. This webinar is concurrent to a watch party where the first place team will be receiving this trophy you see here immediately after the webinar. The first place winner will receive $10,000 in cash from the RBC Foundation and in-kind support totaling $20,000 from McCarthy Tetro and $7,500 in cash in-kind support from William Joseph.
Finally, the first place winner of the 2022 RBC Fast Pitch is Cole Shirt. The judges thought it was certainly a problem worth solving and were very touched by the story behind how the product became to be. They were especially impressed by the functional design and the fact that this company has already generated revenue.
On behalf of all of Cole's Shirt, we would like to say a massive thank you to the Hunter Center, not only for putting together this event, but for also all of the resources you provided throughout this semester. You really made our ENTI 317 journey special. I'd also like to thank Houston, as well as all of the advisors, for all of the feedback and continued support we had. You are a big reason as to why we are here today. Finally, I would like to thank Myrna for helping us develop our prototype, and Cole and Lisa for kickstarting this project, as well as being so involved. Thank you guys so much.
A huge thank you to all of the students who applied to be a part of the competition this year, and congrats to all of today's winners. I will now pass it back to Jessica to conclude.
Thank you so much, Kayla and Josh, for emceeing today's event. It was a pleasure to be here with you both. Impactful programming like this doesn't come together without the support, advice, creativity, and efforts of a large group of dedicated individuals, families, and organizations. I'd like to take a moment before we wrap up today to acknowledge our Emcees, all the students, advisors, judges, faculty, business leaders, and community members for joining us in person and online today. To our event supporters, the RBC Foundation and the Future Launch Program, William Joseph and McCarthy Tetro, thank you for being leaders in supporting entrepreneurial and experiential learning and budding entrepreneurs. To Platform Calgary, thank you for hosting us at the Platform Innovation Center today. We look forward to many more occasions to gather here as a community. To the Hunter family, thank you for your leadership and vision for catalyzing innovation on campus and beyond. Finally, I want to thank the organizing committee, Leah, Omar, Alia, Lasha, Sherry, and Kiana for all their hard work in putting this event on. This concludes the formal program. We would love to stay connected with you. So if you would like to learn more about the Hunter Center, please be in touch with us. Thanks for tuning in and have a great weekend.